criminal justice system, the people,
pimps, addicts, thieves, bums, winos, girls who can't keep an address, and men who don't care,
are represented by two separate yet equally important groups.
A cop, a flatfoot, a bull, a dick, John Law. You're the fuzz, the heat, you're poison, you're trouble, you're bad news.
These are their stories.
Sarah Silverman is suing social media giant Meta and ChatGPT. ChatGPT, of course, aggregates a lot of stuff. So does Meta. Also mentioned in this suit is OpenAI. There are two lawsuits. They accuse the Bay Area technology companies of breaking state and federal laws by using her memoir, The Bedwetter is what it's called, as fodder for their artificial intelligence products. She, along with two novelists, claim that Meta and San Francisco-based OpenAI, Meta, of course, is in Menlo Park, violated copyright and other laws by ingesting those books and thousands of other authors' books to train the artificial intelligence software. Both companies copied works protected by copyright law, including books by Silverman and also author Richard Kadrey and Massachusetts writer Christopher Golden, as the suit continues, quote, without consent, without credit, and without compensation. The lawsuits were filed in U.S. District Court in San Francisco. And essentially what's claimed in the lawsuit is that OpenAI, which sells ChatGPT via subscription, and Meta, they're planning to commercialize their generative AI models and use those works not only without permission, but then put them into the stream of commerce and the marketplace, this is a quote, directly in competition with those who created those works. This is the contemporary issue for artists, for authors, and this is one of the issues that's affecting writers in Hollywood who are on strike, and even the SAG-AFTRA performers who may be going on strike soon. No response when asked about this, OpenAI and Meta, but this lawsuit is proceeding in San Francisco court.
You can't take someone's book, feed it into AI, and not expect to compensate the author. It's not your intellectual property.
What's happening now is an aggregation of materials on the internet. So when you Google something, you'll find an article that Kim wrote or that I wrote or something like that. Aggregation, you're right, is a ding word. But the idea somehow that, as Kim suggests or implies, you would take articles from Kim or myself, or in this case, Sarah Silverman, these books or other authors, and that in the course of recreating something, you've used it without compensation. That completely undercuts our ability as creators and their ability as creators. And it's wrong. I mean, it's certainly ethically wrong, and it's legally wrong, to not compensate them in the same way that we can't use certain things on this show because we'll have a copyright strike, or if we use certain kinds of music, etc. So you're right. In that book that she wrote, she talks about her relationship with fellow comedian and actor Jimmy Kimmel. She discusses the impacts of fame on her mental health. This is all revealed in the lawsuit, right? And the court can be expected to focus on whether outputs from the company's AI software are, quote, substantially similar to the creator's inputs, meaning some of that which I've just talked about.
Yeah.
So both lawsuits, these are twin suits being offered in, as I was mentioning, seeking unspecified damages and a court order upholding the rights of creators whose work is used for training AI. So that continues. Kim mentioned it, but I'll just re-mention it. That mystery GOP whistleblower accused of being an unregistered foreign agent and arms dealer, Gal Luft is his name, says he's a whistleblower with dirt on Biden. But the Justice Department says he's an arms dealer and an unregistered foreign agent who lied to investigators. He was arrested in Cyprus in February. He's now on the run after having been released on bail. In fact, the Justice Department is asking for tips about his whereabouts. He said in a video that was published by the New York Post last week that he gave investigators details about arrangements between the president's son, Hunter Biden, and a Chinese energy company, and that he was arrested in order to prevent his testimony before the House Oversight Committee. Yeah. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York said in a statement that Luft, quote, subverted foreign agent registration laws in the United States to seek to promote Chinese policies by acting through a former high-ranking U.S. government official. He acted as a broker in deals for dangerous weapons and Iranian oil, and he told multiple lies about his crimes to law enforcement. There you have it. It's interesting. This guy Luft was the director of a Washington, D.C. think tank. He's an interesting guy he's clearly a heavy GOPer.
Yeah.
And looking to sort of burn Biden at the stake. But in any case, he has been indicted and they're looking for him.
Tell your story in court, pal.
Yeah, exactly. Save it for the jury. A 21-year-old fentanyl dealer believed to be the first person convicted of murder under a new California law. The Placer County District Attorney's Office confirmed what is believed to be the first murder conviction of a fentanyl dealer in California. Fentanyl is everywhere and it's deadly, said Placer County District Attorney Morgan Geyer. If they choose to continue their behavior and sell and kill, the consequences will increase and they will be severe. 21 years old, convicted of second-degree murder in connection with the death of a 15-year-old girl who overdosed in Roseville last summer. The conviction could be a watershed moment in this war on fentanyl, said Stephen Clark. He's the legal analyst and former Santa Clara County District Attorney.
What do you think of that?
The fact that there was a conviction sends a message to people dealing fentanyl. You could pay for being in jail for the rest of your life. You could pay, I guess, by being in jail is what that should say. Mm-hmm. I think there has to be a way to try to eliminate this stuff.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I'm a law and order lib, man. I'm for pretty tough stances against these people. I understand. Sorry to say it. He's a young person.
Yeah.
21 though is old enough.
I guess I go back and forth, thinking that there's also should be some responsibility on behalf of the person who took the drug. It's your choice to take it. You don't really know what it is. You have to assume that every time you take a medication or a drug bought on the street that didn't come through the pharmacy, there's a risk of it being tainted with something.
These are addicts and they don't have the pharmacy option. So, I understand addiction is awful too. And you could say, well, they're adults and they shouldn't be addicted. Well, people are addicted. There are addictions of all sorts of different kinds.
Girl.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree. I think that I'm not upset that this fentanyl dealer has been convicted of murder.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe it sends a message: don't deal these drugs.
Well, that's what the DA is saying. That it sends the lethality of fentanyl is is now well in evidence. So lethality is a ding word. Las Vegas cop set to go on trial. What? Not for beating somebody, not for using too much force. No. This Las Vegas cop is going on trial for stealing nearly $165,000 in 3 casino heists. Wow.
Ooh, it's a wild idea, but it just might work.
Wow.
He was, you talk about addictions. There he is. Look at him in a heist, in a holdup.
Officer.
Prosecutors say he was a gambling addict. He grew desperate under the crush of debt. Caleb Rogers, 35, is accused of committing a series of casino heists and stealing almost $165,000. They claim that he carried out 3 robberies over 4 months at casinos off the Las Vegas Strip. In at least one of these heists, he was armed with a weapon issued by the police department.
Oh, no.
What?
No. That's bad form.
Rogers was a 7-year police officer and a veteran of the squad, employed by the Las Vegas Metro Cops. He was an active duty patrol officer at the time of the robberies.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rogers, I can just imagine him, cruising in his police cruiser. That police call comes in for him, and he's got to say, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going 1070s. I'm going, Roger, going 1070. 1070, what's that? That's a heist. I'm knocking over a local casino. His attorney said that the government's evidence allegedly tying Rogers to 2 of the robberies is weak.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
looks like they got video of him, but all right.
I do applaud his commitment to paying his debts.
He made off with more than $85,000 in the first 2 robberies at hotel casinos in the Red Rock Resort and Aliante Hotel off the Las Vegas Strip. All of this while his police colleagues spent months trying to catch the thief. In February, authorities said that Rogers bagged an additional $79,000 in a 3rd robbery at the Rio. Security guards did detain him there outside the hotel following a brief struggle. The robber's approach is essentially the same in all 3 crimes, authorities said. He wore a face mask, dark clothing, and black latex gloves. After the cashiers handed over the money, he placed the cash inside a bag underneath his jacket. Then the suspect, with the unique gait, they use the word unique gait, ran back to a, quote, disposable vehicle, limping because of a problem with his leg. The chances you get caught, this is from an expert in hotel and casino operations. He says that heists are very hard to pull off. Quote, the chances that you get caught and identified are very high.
Yeah.
Because of a combination of robust casino security teams with uniformed guards and plainclothes officers and advancements in security technology, including facial recognition software and high-definition cameras. Now, here's the last thing. Caleb Rogers, the former cop, is not so former. Rogers remains employed at the police department.
Pending
but
the
he is
investigation.
he's on unpaid leave pending the outcome of the investigation. So,
I'm surprised he even made it out the casino door, to be honest. I would have thought they had such robust security at Las Vegas casinos that if you try anything, they're on you. So I'm surprised he managed to limp outside.
I agree. I mean, and there's so many different moving parts, even beyond just the heist, the getaway car and, working yourself back into the crowd. He used his brother's car is one of his getaway cars in one of his capers. And then he used an unregistered minivan for another one. And he wore body armor underneath his clothing, armed with a department-issued revolver. And he put a yellow sticker on the revolver's serial number to cover it. So he was trying to think ahead.
Yeah.
But
fail.
Yeah, fail. So really the reason he was caught was because he was, in the last instance, tackled to the pavement by security. It happened around 7 a.m. So that's that. She mentioned it, Kim did, but I'll mention it again. Theranos fraudster. This is Law and Disorder, so we cover this sort of thing. Elizabeth Holmes' 11-year jail sentence already been slashed by 2 years. The mother of 2, found guilty of 4 fraud-related counts, sentenced to over 11 years in prison. She began her sentence on May 30th, okay? That's when she went in. What is today? The 11th of July.
7-Eleven. Free Slurpee Day.
I'm no calendar expert, but that doesn't seem like a super long period of time. And she, because of good behavior, again, I guess she must have been super good behavior in that 6 weeks. She has had 2 years shaved off her prison sentence. Still, it's 9 years, 6 months, and 21 days. But do you think, here's my question to you, Kim. Do you think she will be released even prior to that? That is to say, further good behavior time may be entitling her to more of a discount in the time she spends in prison.
It seems like things keep going her way on this, but I think that the 2 years is a big if. It's if she, behaves well and does all these other things, then she could shave 2 years off her sentence.
Yeah, there she is with her her
and
daddy, baby
has,
daddy, I should say.
She has every reason to want to do the good behavior and to not be a problem in prison, because she's got these kids she wants to get home to.
Sure.
I would think.
Yeah.
Unless maybe prison is relaxing. I don't know how that works for you.
Among her possible dorm mates, fellow fraudster and one-time Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Jen Shah. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, make new friends.
Yeah. You never know when you're going to hatch another plan, Where's my, the music for the meet the oh, there it is. Yeah, that's it. Meet your fellow bunkmate. You'll share a 4-person bunk room in a dormitory-style setup. You're even allowed to buy hobby items, including crochet needles from the commissary at $1.30 apiece. Again, among your possible dorm mates, fellow fraudster, one-time Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Jen Shah. She reportedly is there to start a 6.5-year sentence for her part in a telemarketing scam. Yeah, everybody's playing it. Well, it should be fun. She once modeled herself as the next big Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, won widespread acclaim, and now the mother of 2 who dropped out of Stanford at age 19 will serve that 9 years and 21 days, 28 days, something like that.
Yeah, unless
that is Law and Disorder for today.
Tune in again next time for more Law and Disorder on The Mark Thompson Show.
All right, that's it. Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.